Hi YouTube, hello everyone, I'm Mini Dobby and this is Mini Diaries episode 18. It is actually episode 18 this time. Thank you for clicking on my video. Hopefully you enjoy it enough to hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button too. Follow my mini adventures, my mini diaries. I said I'd be back, bigger and stronger. Well, I'm back. A little bit bigger maybe, and definitely in a rush. I need to get this mini back on the road. I want to get it running. However, life got in the way a little bit. It can't always be about the mini. I felt I was either down here working on the mini, editing the videos, or at work, so it didn't leave a lot of time for much else. I needed to take a bit of time for myself and life. However, I did make it to London to Brighton, as you may have seen, and I'll leave a card up above for that as well for you to go and watch. It's going to be a wicked video. I do want to get the mini running. I do want to get it to Players Classic, which is coming up in a few weeks time. I've got a little bit of work to do, and I know if I can set aside and apply some time to it, hopefully I can get it done and I can bring you guys and the camera along with me and get this engine back up and running. I won't keep this much longer. I'm going to be working on the carb tonight and getting that ready to go back on, and then hopefully I can fit everything else to the engine and get that key turning as soon as possible. I want to get this out on the road and get to Players Classic. London to Brighton was such a good show, and it wasn't nice that I wasn't able to sit there and enjoy my own mini. We've got my HIF 44 carb here with an alloy inlet manifold. It has been ported and flowed. It has got some dowels on it which help it port match to the head. That's a neat little trick. It's a HIF 44. It has been rebuilt and it has been tuned as well on the needle to suit my engine. It's got an MED substack with the ITG filter there. I think these are good up to about 100 brake horsepower, maybe more. So it is suitable for my engine and suitable for my application. I'm quite happy with the noise it makes. However, it does look cool to have twin SUs sitting there. I do appreciate that. I had a phone call though the other night from a friend. He'd broken down. His float valve had started to fill up and he asked if he could use my one. Being a great friend, took my whole carb out to him, took that off and got that repaired on his car pretty quickly, got him up and going and back home that evening, which was great. However, it has left me without a float, so I spoke to some people. I think I got an offer of one. I was going to buy a new one from Brighton. However, when there, Bug said to me that he's got an old carb that I could have and it's possibly a HIF, he wasn't sure. So he's brought this up here for me. I've measured it, it's 1 3/4 inches, but I'm not sure if it's a HIF 44. However, the float valve should fit mine and hopefully it won't be a leaky one and fill up with fuel like my other friends did. So let's show you how to change these. quick small shout out and a thank you to Bug for giving me his float valve and actually working out that he does have the carb and the bits that could have helped a little while ago. Thanks, Bug. Here's some of the bits that I've cleaned up. I used the citrus pre-wash to degrease most of the parts. The alternators come up nice and shiny, especially with a nice little rub down. I've got my manifold gasket ready. I've had to add 2 extra holes for the dowel rods. The inlet manifold and the carb all ready to go back on. I've given that a good clean. I've fitted the float valve. Now that this is all ready and clean, it's time to start getting some of it back on the engine. Now that the carb is ready to go on, I've also got my exhaust manifold ready. I've rubbed the ends down to make it a little bit easier to go in the rest of the exhaust system. I've also sanded them back a little bit and made sure they're all clean of the last gasket. Now I've got the fiddly job of feeding these down the back of the engine and trying not to damage any of the paintwork that I've all spent my hard work effort in doing. Let's go. Zigzag pattern side of the gasket to the engine. I've just been told.
6 hours later.
Had a good little session on fitting lots of bits to the engine. Managed to get both of the manifolds on, the carbs on there as well, choke cables on, fuel lines on, coils on, dizzies in, loads of cables plugged in. I don't know if it makes sense to label the wires up when you take them off. It makes it so easy to put them back on. I do need to get a close-up video to make sure I know what all the wires are and where they go. I'm really happy with it at the moment. I've got Rick just in the door there. He's about the same level as me at the minute in fitting the engines. So we're both having a good day out here, down in the sun, or he's out in the sun. I'm indoors, trying to get our minis running. not long now, hopefully. One other small thing, or big thing, was thank you to Polly for doing up the inlet manifold. The shaving down of the inlet manifold didn't really give me much more access on the nuts. It may have just gave me that little bit extra. This time I have made sure they're done up nice and tight, and I'm not going to be getting any leaks through there. So thank you, Polly. Little hands do come in handy. And do make sure that it's all done up nice and tight as well. Last thing I'm fitting today is my alley rad. It's got a Kenlo electric fan mounted on the back. It's fitted with all of the silicone hoses. I did take the shroud off. I did take the electric fan off on the back and give the radiator a real good clean. Give the top a polish. I didn't know it would come up that shiny. I've been really happy with this radiator, or I was really happy with this radiator last year. It did keep me cool, and I did sit in some traffic, especially up in London, so it has worked for me. It's the last thing to fit. It can just get a slight bit irritating trying to get the bolt through. A lot of persistence will make that happen, and it means that I can go home tonight.
When does this happen in the movie?
Now. You're looking at now, sir. Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
Past that.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When? Just.
That's it for another episode. I think I'm going to end it there. I've fitted enough to the engine. Almost looks like it's complete now. It's so busy in there yet again. I have started to make a list of all of the things that I still need, like the brake copper pipes, some spark plugs, they'd be quite handy, a new oil filter, new oil, a fan belt, I don't know where my one's gone, along with the clutch master, the pipe down to the clutch slave cylinder. I've got to get a new one of them. These few parts do seem to go missing every now and then. But thank you for clicking on my video and watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed me catch up on my engine, get a few more bits fitted. Feel free to ask any questions or leave any comments down below with any advice, anything that I should be doing or considering. Please also check out my Instagram page, which is @minidobby. Go give me a follow over on there. There's plenty of photos and more behind the scenes stories going on. As I was saying before, I've got to get Mini ready for Players Classic, so I'm going to continue my hard work and try to keep this ball rolling. Please stay tuned, not too long this time, for another episode where I'll probably most likely be back in the garage trying to get this started. Hit that subscribe button, stay safe, and be lucky.